Damn phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
Recently, I made a video about 5 low-rated recruits who became college football stars. I will leave that video down in the description below for y'all to watch. In today's video, it's going to be the same video, except on 5 more players that were low-rated recruits that became college football stars. I really enjoy making these videos, as it really shows y'all that you don't have to be a 5-star or 4-star recruit or have the most offers to be a college football star. Now, as usual, before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. The first player that I am going to be talking about in today's video comes from the 2016 recruiting class out of the state of Oklahoma, and that's Justice Hill. Justice Hill, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings, was a 3-star, the number 963rd best player in the nation, the number 18 all-purpose back, and the number 9 player in the state of Oklahoma. He held 4 Division I offers from Oklahoma State, Houston, Kansas, and Louisville, and he would end up going to Oklahoma State. As a true freshman at Oklahoma State in the 2016 college football season, Justice Hill would break out onto the scene, and he became one of the best freshman players in the nation. In 13 games played, he rushed for 1,142 yards, averaging 5.5 yards per carry, and 6 total touchdowns on the ground. He would be named Big 12 Offensive Freshman of the Year and was second team All Big 12. As a sophomore in 2017, Justice Hill would have the best year of his college football career as he rushed for 1,467 yards, averaging over 5 yards per carry, and an insane 15 total touchdowns on the ground. In 2017, he was a first-team All-Big 12 member. As a junior in 2018, it would be his last year of college football, as he would declare for the draft after this season. In this year, he played in 10 games, rushed for 930 yards, averaged nearly 6 yards a carry, and had 9 total touchdowns on the ground. As I just said earlier, this was his last season of college football, as he declared his name for the 2019 NFL Draft after a good showing as a junior and a good showing in his entire career, as he rushed for 3,539 yards, averaged over 5.5 yards per carry, and had 30 total touchdowns on the ground in his career at Oklahoma State. In the 2019 NFL Draft, he was taken by the Ravens in the 4th round. Justice Hill has been with the Baltimore Ravens since 2019 as a rookie. He played in 2019 and 2020 as a backup running back, in which in those 2 seasons combined, he had 70 rushing attempts for 285 yards and 2 total touchdowns on the ground. In 2021, he did not play in a single game because he tore his Achilles. With this next player, he is the most recent example out of everyone in this video. From the 2017 recruiting class, it is Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd ranked as a 3-star, outside the top 1,500, and the number 122nd player in his position. He held a total of 6 Division I offers, only one of them being a Power 5 offer in Utah, and the others being UNLV, Colorado State, Sacramento State, San Jose State, and Utah State. He would end up going to Utah. Devin Lloyd would not immediately take off for the Utes, as in his first couple years at Utah, he was a backup and he redshirted in his very first season. But once 2019 came, he had a huge opportunity and he took over, as he had 91 total tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and 1 interception. 2020 would be the first year he got some accolades added to his name as a player, as in a shortened 2020 season, he played in 5 games, in which he totaled 48 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. In this season, Devin Lloyd was named as a first-team All-Pac-12 member. This past 2021 campaign would be Devin Lloyd's best season as a collegiate player, as in 14 games played, he had 111 total tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 forced fumble. After this strong 21 campaign, he would declare his name for the 2022 NFL Draft, where he was taken in the first round, 27th overall selection by Jacksonville. In his career as a Ute at Utah, he had 256 total tackles, 43 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks, 5 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 forced fumbles. Accolades that he had in his name at Utah was a 2-time first-team All-Pac-12 member and a first-team All-American in 2021. On to the next player. He comes from the 2013 recruiting class from the state of California, Scooby Wright. He ranked as a 2-star outside the top 2,000 and was the number 95 inside linebacker. He only held one Division I offer coming out of high school, and it was from Arizona. He took it. After not getting many looks as a high school recruit and only having one Division I offer, Scooby had a huge chip on his shoulder, but that did not stop him from being an immediate impact player for the Wildcats in 2013. As a true freshman in the 13 campaign, he played in 13 games. He had 83 total tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 1 interception. Overall, a pretty good season. However, in the 2014 season at Arizona as a sophomore, Scooby Wright did something that no one ever expected him to do. He went completely off. He had 163 total tackles, 29 tackles for loss, 14 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. He was a unanimous All-American, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Pac-12 member, the Nagurski Trophy Award winner, the Lombardi Award winner, the Bednarik Award winner, and the Jack Lambert Trophy Award winner. This was an amazing season, but however, he was only a sophomore. He still had to play one more season before going to the NFL. Going into his junior campaign for 2015, Scooby Wright was seen as the best, or at least one of the best defensive players in the nation, and some even thought he had some Heisman hype around him. Unfortunately, he was only able to play in 3 games, and he ended his season due to injury. In the 3 games he did play in, he played well, having 23 total tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. But since this was his final season he played because he declared his name for the 2016 NFL Draft, his stock fell, and when he did test at the Combine, his numbers weren't necessarily the best, and his stock fell even more. He would end up being drafted in the 7th round by the Cleveland Browns. Scooby Wright's NFL career would not go the way that many people would have envisioned it all the way back going into the 2015 college football season, as he was spent a short time with the Cleveland Browns, Arizona Cardinals, and New England Patriots. He even played in the AAF with the Arizona Hotshots and the XFL with the DC Defenders. As of today, he is a part of the USFL with the Birmingham Stallions. Next up, we have Hakeem Butler from the 2015 recruiting class. He ranked as a 2-star, the number 271 player in his position, and the number 311 player in the state of Texas. He held a total of 6 offers coming out of high school, with schools such as Iowa State, Central Arkansas, Houston, Mini State, New Mexico State, and Southeastern Louisiana all after him. He would end up going to Iowa State. Hakeem Butler wasn't an immediate impact player for the Cyclones, as in his first 2 years there he redshirted and was a backup as a redshirt freshman. In 2017, as a redshirt sophomore, he would crack the starting lineup and he would start to make some noise for himself, as he recorded 41 receptions for 697 yards, averaging 17 yards per reception, and had 7 total touchdowns through the air. Hakeem Butler would have his biggest season in his final year as a Cyclone in the 2018 college football season as a redshirt junior, as he would record 60 receptions for 1,318 yards, 22 yards per reception, and 9 total touchdowns through the air. After a big 2018 campaign, he would forgo his remaining eligibility and declare his name for the 2019 NFL Draft, officially ending his career as a Cyclone, where he was an influential part of that team of kind of getting Iowa State out of the really bad era they were in as a bad team into a much more competitive and feisty team that can upset anyone on any week. In his career as a Cyclone, he recorded 110 receptions for 2,149 yards, averaging nearly 20 yards per reception and 18 total touchdowns through the air. In the 2019 NFL Draft, he was taken by Arizona in the 4th round. Butler's NFL career up to this point has been bouncing around from team to team after missing his entire rookie campaign due to a broken hand. He spent time with the Cardinals, Panthers, and Eagles, spanning from 2019 to 2020. The last team he was playing for was the BC Lions in the Canadian Football League. On to the final player that I have in today's video. From the 2016 recruiting class, it is Richie Grant. Richie Grant ranked as a 2-star outside the top 2,500 and was ranked as the number 352 player in the state of Florida. He only held one Division I offer coming out of high school, and it was from Central Florida, and he would end up going there. Richie Grant would redshirt as a true freshman in 2016, but after a redshirt season, Richie Grant would be a huge part of that Golden Knight defense. In his career as a Golden Knight at UCF, he totaled 290 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 10 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 17 pass deflections, 4 fumble recoveries, and 5 forced fumbles. His biggest season came in 2018, in which he had 108 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 6 interceptions, 3 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 forced fumbles. Some of the accolades that he had to his name at UCF during his career was that he was a 3-time first-team All-AAC member. In the 2021 NFL Draft, he was taken by the Atlanta Falcons in the 2nd round. As a rookie with the Atlanta Falcons in this past 21 season, Richie Grant played in 16 games, starting in none of them, where he had 35 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery, 1 forced fumble, and 2 pass deflections. Well guys, if you made it this far in the video, drop down any future videos you want to see on my channel in the comment section below. And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. B. Kelly out.